Yes, 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 yes. What is going on, guys? Happy Thursday. It is your boy, your favorite coach. Let's get it. Come on. Come on. You know what it is. You know what it is. Hold on. I'm going to end this. We're going to get this popping in a second. As you guys are pulling up, let me know how your day is going in the chat box. Today's episode is going to be lit, giving you guys the one phrase that has changed my life forever. Feeling good, just got a haircut, feeling nice. About to hammer out this stream, and then I have a team call at 6 p.m. with my clients. And I'm going to be getting in a late night workout. I'm trying out the night workout because normally I'm a morning guy. But today I was just like, yo, I'm a little slow today, so I'm just going to focus on work and I'm going to hit the gym later. That's what it is. Look, my amazing grandfather decided to pop in for a second. That's amazing. Shannon, what is going on? Mika, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys are having the best day of your entire freaking lives. TikTok, what is popping? Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, you guys know the drill. So without further ado, I'm going to hop right into this and deliver you guys some extremely valuable information. So without further ado, I'm going to count from 3, and then we're going to start today's podcast episode. Loving the hair. Jen, thank you. Just got a cut. I mean, I was a little frustrated with how tight the beard is, but it is what it is. We're going to save that for another day. Now I look like I'm 14 instead of 26, but doesn't matter. All right. We're going to hop right into this in 3, 2, and 1. What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Shift Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast. This is your favorite coach, Coach Sal. Let's get it. In today's episode, I'm talking to you guys about, I don't know what the hell that was. I might have to redo the intro. That was actually terrible. But anyway, today I want to talk about the one phrase that has changed my entire existence forever. And I think if you guys are able to apply that into your life, it's going to help you tremendously in all aspects with day-to-day decision-making, energy, and all these things. And I really do believe you can see a massive difference if you're able to apply this one concept into your life day-to-day and you practice it because it is a skill set. Now, to give you guys some context on why I feel like this phrase is so valuable, because transparently, majority of my life, I continuously have fed myself these limiting beliefs. Basically, like, we grow up. Let me know if you guys resonate with this at all. We grow up and we're programmed these certain beliefs throughout our lives to think certain things, right? So like that logically makes sense. For me, that's hearing things from my parents, like money is hard to come by. Money doesn't grow on trees. Like everything has to be like super hard and stressful. And like, that's what my perception of life, I thought that's what it was. I thought that's what it had to be, right? Like that's all I knew. But here's the thing is like, it doesn't have to be that way. Just because you are raised to believe certain things doesn't mean that you can't change that, right? And that's really what I wanted to get into in today's episode. I think so many of us are conditioned to believe these things, but then the question is, well, why can't we change that, right? Like, why can't we flip the script a little bit? And that's the thing. It's like you can change it, right? And you can affirm that into your life by practicing gratitude. And that's the phrase. Thank you, more, please. Put it in the freaking comments, bro. Honestly, like I got this from my mentor. I'm gonna steal this from him for a second because, like, yo, like it's something that I do all the time, and it's like been the most transformative thing ever. So that's literally all you do. Like anytime something good happens in your life, you just affirm it by saying thank you, more, please. That's it. Every time something good happens, thank you, more, please. Say it with me in the comments. Thank you, more please, and you just keep getting more because you keep putting out that energy. And that's really the purpose of today's episode, is to allow you guys to understand that you get what you give. No matter who you are or what you do. And I think it's actually hilarious, like when I talk about it. And it's something that I like to focus on with my clients too. You know, like every Friday, if you're my client listening to this, like you guys know, every Friday, we celebrate wins inside of our community. And I think that's important to make sure we're practicing gratitude, right? Because we're always wanting and wishing for all the things that we don't have. But like something that's really helped me is getting to a place of practicing that form of gratitude and self-love, right? Because if I'm able to continuously put that out, then we're able to get that back. And that's just really the foundational concept that's happened for me. And that's something that I like to talk about with my team too. Because if you think of it from this way, right? If you're not thankful for what you already have, then how could you expect to get more of the things that you desire, right? Like if you're always operating from this place of like scarcity and complaining about what you don't have. And I'm going to be honest, like there's times I feel that way and I speak like that and I try and catch myself. and say like, that doesn't serve me and it doesn't serve you guys. So that's really what I'm trying to get across right now with what I'm saying, because if you could just continue to keep that phrase in your mind, and every time something good, you continuously say that to yourself, like, man, like it's going to have a different vibration for yourself day to day. Thank you, more, please. You're programming your thoughts every single day to keep yourself in this positive state. When you could stay in that positive state of being, then you're finding all the good things that are happening instead of focusing on all the negative. That's really the goal, is you want to continuously stay in this place of positivity, momentum. And you can do that by continuously practicing gratitude, which is what exactly this phrase is. Thank you, more, please. Very simple. What do you guys think of that in the chat box? Does that make sense? Because like, man, and it's helped me so much. And I think a good book that I read that really dives into that like energy, law of attraction thing is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Now, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne was something that I read a few months ago that one of my clients actually gifted me, but that book basically talks about the law of attraction, manifestation, all these things. And like, that's really what I believe in, because I've seen, you know, throughout my younger years, how much I was limiting myself because I just continuously operated from this low vibration energy, right? And man, what a difference that's had on my life. So hope you guys are getting something from that. If you are, let me know in the chat box. I'm going to pause the recording really quick. Jen, I agree 100%. This is something that I've always lived by, and I love you. I love you, geez. I love that you think that way. It's been a long day, as you can tell. I love that you think that and you agree with me, Jen. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you. Because like, honestly, truthfully, this has been something that's completely transformed everything for me. Love the hair. Thank you. I appreciate it, Marie. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. It's funny. Like, I used to like dread doing these because I felt like, oh, I had to be perfect all the time. But like, it's more authentic when I fuck up because, yo, I'm a human being. You know, like I don't have everything figured out. Like I hated public speaking for the longest time. And right now we're live on 5 different platforms right now. And we're recording this podcast because I just decided to make the choice to do that. Right. And like, that's what it is. Hey there, I weigh 235 and I'm trying to drop down to 200. I'm 5'8" and hit cardio consistently. Jacob, I'm going to follow you, big dog, if I can. I don't think, whatever. I'll get back to that in a second. Jacob, shoot me a message and I'll see if I can help you out more after I finish up this podcast. What else did I have to say? All right, I'm going to resume the recording and we're going to finish this out, okay? So with that being said, guys, I wanted to recap today's episode. Now, this one phrase really changed my existence because I really do believe it has. And that phrase is thank you, more please, right? So I want you guys to just grasp what I'm saying here. Doesn't matter where you're at right now, walking, cooking, driving, doesn't freaking matter. Hear me clearly when I say this. I want you guys to implement this today. So if you're here with me live, put it in the chat box. Literally say, thank you, more please. And from now on, when you guys have something good that happens into your life, literally say it out loud. Thank you, more please. And because you're saying that, you're staying in that state of energy and being, and you get more of it back. And then the more that you get, you continue to build off that, get in that place of momentum, and you just start flowing. Because that's the goal, right? You want to start flowing. You want to stay in that flow state. In order for that to happen, we need to generate positive momentum. And that comes from staying in a place of positivity. So that's really what it is. The one phrase that could change your existence. Shout out to Brian Mark for giving me the information on that because it's been fucking tremendous. But I hope you guys were able to get some value from that. If you're taking something from this episode, I think it would have to be implementing this on a day-to-day basis, like, and joke around with it, like have fun with it. You know, it's like meant to be comical. It's meant to be hilarious. And that's the thing is, like, I used to get so frustrated with myself, like, all the time, putting so much pressure and like, trying to perform a certain way. But like, man, like, there's really no purpose to that. Like, it doesn't serve you to continuously operate from this place of like negative, pessimistic energy. Like, because if you're operating from that frequency, then you're just going to get more of it. And the reason that I like to talk so much about mindset on this podcast is because, yes, I'm a trainer, fitness coach, all these other things, but like anybody could talk about fucking protein, macros, and training. Like, That's not really like what I'm so about. Like, yes, that's a part of my program, but I think more so what's important is how you speak and operate every single day. And like, that's what's allowed me to see a lot of I shouldn't say quick, but a lot of sustainable growth in my life, both in my physique, mentality, business, like relationships, doesn't matter, is continuously trying to put the work in to get better. And like, that's what I believe in. And in this one phrase, man, I'm telling you, you guys may be laughing at me now, but like when you practice it, like it's fun. It's fun. It's catchy. And it just keeps you in that flow state. So guys, that is it. That is all. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys have the best day of your entire freaking lives. Peace, love, and protein. We'll see you in the next one. Boom. Marie, this also goes hand in hand with being present with everything. And I agree, because like time's all we got. Time's all we got. And if we're able to just stay in a good space mentally, then everything else is continuously going to flow to us, right? Beautiful affirmation. I don't know why I can't speak today. Beautiful affirmation. You gotta like take a breath. Marie, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Dominique, thank you. More, please. I love it, dude. Like, tell me it doesn't roll off the tongue. It does. It does. And I'm telling you, the more that you practice it, the more you're gonna want to do it, and then you're gonna be like, oh my God, everything's working for me. Like, let's entertain that for a second, right? Like, picture this. Picture everything that you want in your life working out for you the way you want it to. Like, sit in that for a moment. Why can't that happen? Why can't that happen? It can. It can. And I think I'm going to share this really quick. I wasn't planning on doing this, but this book. I don't know if Facebook could see that because my screen's a little blurry, but this book, The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. It's basically a book on self-sabotage. And I, my whole life, have been playing this victim mentality, this game of self-sabotage. And recently it's something that's been brought to my attention that I'm actively working on. And I've read about like 60 pages so far. And man, it's incredible. I'm a big reader, by the way. It's funny because I graduated college in 2019, and I basically did that by cheating my way through the system. And what I mean by that is, like, I hated reading. I didn't want to go to class. I would skip class, do the bare minimum with every single exam, and like, it took me a long time. I think it was like me getting to my lowest point that I was like, hey, I need to change this, and I hired a few coaches and mentors, and then it like opened up my mind and gave me a different perspective. And it was like, hey, like, there's so much out there that I don't know, and I would be foolish to continue to operate that way and act as if I know all these things, because that's just arrogant, And over the last few years, what I've been able to do that's helped me see that change is swallowing my pride and just accepting the fact that I don't know it all and that I need to seek guidance. And that's, for me, been podcasts, reading books, mentorship, coaches, all these things, because the reality of the situation is that you don't know what you don't know, right? Think of that for a second. You don't know what you don't know. So you're not even aware of what you don't know. So that's why seeking information through podcasts, audiobooks, reading, like whatever it looks like for you, whatever you're able to get super consistent with, is something that I think everyone deserves, because there's so much information in the world. And we'd be foolish to think that you got it all figured out. I'm ranting a little bit, but just to make it very clear, personal growth is something that I'm extremely passionate about, which is why I got into coaching. And I believe that everyone is capable of doing a little bit more, myself included. That's it. That's my goal every single day with my clients, and how I try to live my life is just like, hey, let me just try and do a little bit better today. Excuse me. My chicken and rice coming up. But like, that's literally it. It's just like, hey, how could I be a little bit better today? What could I do that's going to move the needle forward for me in whatever aspect of life, whether that's my training, nutrition, mindset, business, relationships, friends, family, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm just obsessed with growth. And this is coming from a person who, I don't want to say I was like an alcoholic or like a drug addict, but like, man, like I was binge drinking every weekend for years, for like most of my life. Doing all kinds of shit that just wasn't serving me, because I made a reel about it this morning, actually. And I was just talking about like wow, what a transformative experience of a roller coaster that I've been on the last few years. And it's just like, when you understand and you grasp that anything truly is possible when you put the time in and you do the work necessary to get there, then like, why can't you get the things that you want? And I think oftentimes like we are our worst enemy. Truthfully, we are. I'm guilty of that, and I'm still working on it, guys. Like, I'm not perfect at all. I'm not. But I just try and do the best that I can every day to get a little bit better, because I'm genuinely afraid to go back to the person that I used to be. Like, actually, like thinking about that scares me, and that's where I've gotten to the last few years. It's just allowed me to continuously level up in every aspect, is just being afraid of the guy that I used to be. Like, that's what motivates me every single day. Because I think back to that version of myself and I'm like, holy shit, that would suck. Could you imagine that? No, I couldn't. So like, that's where my head's at, like every single day. That's what motivates me to keep pushing forward. It's like, dude, I want nothing to do with that. Right? I should tune into your lives more often. Jen, thank you. I appreciate you. Like I love this shit. Like, I could be on here for like an hour. You could ask my clients in my community, like, I'm like, all right, guys, we're at like the 20-minute mark. Let's wrap it up. And it'll be like 45 minutes and I'm just still going. Like, I live for it. Because like, yes, maybe I'm only 26, but to be completely fucking honest, I've been through more things than most people have in their lives. And like, I view that as my responsibility to give back to people who may not have dealt with the same things. Or I should say, could use some help on something. Like, age doesn't fucking matter. It's like, it's experiences and it's actually putting the reps in with whatever it is. Do I still party a lot? No, I don't at all. I don't. I on my vision board back here, it literally says like no alcohol. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a human being. I'll enjoy myself and I'll have a drink with dinner here and there. But like, no, I don't party. I can't, because I get like the worst fucking hangovers known to man. And then like, I'll be in bed for like 2 days and I'm just like, I don't know how people do this shit anymore. Look up the 13 families. They control our world more than you can imagine. All right, I'll be sure to do that. Miss Mandy, I'll be back for your lives all the time. It's not about the age, it is about the experience. I couldn't agree more. I am I don't know why I can't read. I am my worst enemy 100%. Shifting the mindset is huge. I have to think back to where I was and where I am now and refuse to be that person again. Onward and upward. I totally agree. Mandy, I think that's your name. I appreciate you sharing that, because like, that's really what I lead with. It's just like, hey, like, I'm a regular human being, right? Like, I am no different than you. I'm not special. I'm not talented. I like to lead with that. And I like to say that with conviction. Why? Because all the things that I'm doing have just been created by deliberate action, by relentless pursuits, by every single day. Even though I don't feel like doing the things that I have to do, I do it fucking anyway, because that's my responsibility, because that's what I want for myself, right? Like, I think about my future family, my future kids, and like all these things. And it's like, how could I sit there and try to be a role model to them if I'm not living in alignment with that, right? Like, if I'm not keeping the promises that I make to myself and I'm continuously compromising on that, not only is that destroying my self-worth and integrity, but then it's also setting a poor example. And I had a very in-depth conversation yesterday with one of my clients. I'm not going to name names, but they were having a scenario where like family wasn't supporting their goals. And I understand that, like, how frustrating it is to like be in a space where maybe your people aren't supportive of what you're trying to do. And like, that's one of the hardest things, is when you try to embark on a journey to better yourself and the people around you don't support it. They try to bring you down, and they tell you these things of like, oh, why would you do that? Like, come on, just come out with us, have a drink, have the burger, because they're unwilling to sacrifice and build the discipline for themselves. So what do they have to do? They have to project that insecurity onto you to bring you back down and make themselves feel comfortable. Excuse me. And that one thing alone is something that I see holds so many people back. And there's been clients that have joined my program who say things like that, and I'll catch it. And I'll be like, nah, none of that. None of that up in here. We don't do that. We don't do that. Because that's what it is. A lot of times, like, we just play this game. And that's why I was talking about the book and like self-sabotage, is because I have struggled with that for so long, and I'm working on it. And it's been like an active thing And like self-sabotage has killed so many things in my life. So if there could be one thing I could leave you guys with today, it is that oftentimes we are our worst enemy. And I think in order to change that and combat that, it comes from just making the decision that like, hey, I'm no longer going to operate like this way. Like I'm sick of it. Like once you hit that rock bottom, things start to change. But also it's like, hey, like, do you have to hit rock bottom in order to make that change? Like, no, you could be proactive with that. And you could literally just make it. Don't you, hold on. Last thing before we wrap this up, because now I'm ranting a little bit. But like, don't you guys understand that like literally you could just wake up tomorrow and be like, I want to be different. And then you can. Like when you logically think about that for a second, like who is stopping you from doing that? Like sit in that for a moment. Is it your spouse, partner, friend, family? You know, like there may be someone that pops into your head while you're listening to me say that. And you're probably thinking like, do I need that person in my life? I don't need to like have you guys reevaluate your entire existence, but like maybe that's another episode for another day. Powerful. I got put down by other dudes I used to live with because I can't bench my body weight. Jacob, you have to understand, bro, like I've been there. So thank you for sharing that. And again, it's just the foundational concept of like people are going to project their own insecurities onto you to make themselves feel better. So you have to understand like it's them, not you. I gained 65 pounds in 3 years. No way I could bench my body weight. Jacob, I'm going to try and toss you a follow, brother. I was clicking on your name. There it is. I threw you a follow. Shoot me a message after, and we'll figure that out, brother, because I've been there, dude. I've been there. Like, and that's the thing with like the fitness journey is that like everyone starts somewhere, you know? So remember that. But I do have to bounce because I have my team Zoom call tonight. Excuse me. At 6 p.m. And I want to make sure that I'm completely prepped and ready to go for that. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you. Hope you guys have the best day of your entire freaking lives. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.